Hi everyone, this is Freddie with Race Engineered, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first update on our Huracan project. And in case you didn't see our first video, what we're doing with this car is basically we wanted to kind of show people that this is a very accessible vehicle and that you don't have to have exotic tools and Italian factory trained technicians to do some really badass stuff with this. So what we're going to be doing, we'll just show you some of the goodies that we have here. We're going to be installing a complete twin turbo kit, and we are going to go to Motec M1 based electronics. And of course, we're a dealer and a tuner for all of these products. So we just want to show you guys, this is stuff that within reason can be done either at a private shop or at home. So yeah, we're excited. So what we're going to be doing is one thing that's kind of going to set this apart from most builds is we're literally using stuff that you could have at your house. So we're going to be using a consumer grade lift. I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called, handy jack or something like that. And so this is something that you could literally have at your house, and it just kind of slides under your car and it's going to lift it up. And from there, we're going to be basically doing the full install, and we're going to document everything. So you'll be able to see it every step of the way. And just to give you a kind of a basic concept of what we're doing, we're not going to be doing flex fuel on this car right away. We're going to try to just see what happens by doing this, tune it on pump gas, and use the stock clutch. Realistically, we plan to, in the near future, upgrade this to a proper Dodson Sportsman clutch, and we'll probably go with flex fuel around that time because, there's just a lot of power on the table with that, and that clutch can take a lot of abuse. So that's the plan in the future, but for now we're just going to do essentially a bolt-on turbo and tuning kit, and we'll see how it goes compared to stock. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of footage showing this install and walking you through it every step of the way. Okay, so you've probably noticed this looks a lot different from when the camera shut off. We have had some issues with the GoPro, unfortunately, and we've got a new SD card in. Hopefully it's going to stop doing this thing where we're getting corrupted videos, but we're pretty far along, as you can see. We wanted to show you a lot of this, but to be honest, this part is actually pretty straightforward. It looks a little daunting, but it's essentially, how would you describe that, Tex? Just taking stuff off?
Just slow but steady. Be very careful. Check all your fasteners. Protect all your paint. That's all I can say.
Okay. Yeah. The look of this part, as crazy as that looks, it's really just been a pretty methodical disassembly as you would do on anything. So this part has not been too crazy, but now we're starting to get into some of the stuff that's a little more specific. So Tex is getting ready to mount the oil return. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And
the oil return line. So
this is, and I failed to mention, we're actually using one of the kits that we sell, which is by Sheepy Race. Just a really nice comprehensive twin turbo kit. So everything that you're going to see that's specific to this kit is part of the Sheepy Race kit that we sell. So what is this again, Tex?
This replaces one of the oil drain plugs on the engine, and this goes up in place of the oil drain plug, and then the return oil line from the turbos comes into here, and basically any oil that's being pumped through the turbos is returned into the system via this adapter.
Got it. So, and you were saying that we're going to have to do a little bit of modification to get that to mount.
Yeah, they want this to be mounted to the right because that's where the line comes out for the turbos. There is it's a casting riser or something. It's some part of the aluminum piece that's on the bottom of the engine there that protrudes down and has to be trimmed off. And according to the guys at Sheeping, there's no oil passages or anything in there. It's all just I honestly think it's just to make casting the piece easier when they're manufacturing.
Got it. Where is that under here?
It is a little ways under here, unfortunately. So we're taking this out. This, you see I've got the drain plug marked in red there.
Yep. And
then this is the piece that we're going to have to trim. And you can see I've got a line drawn on it there. Just let me know where I have to trim it. And I'm thinking about going ahead and getting rid of this one too, just so you can make a little more room for the line.
Got it. Awesome. Cool. So we'll probably we'll try and document a bit of that for you if we can get under there without being in his way, but gives you an idea. There's some of this stuff's not 100% plug and play, but again, realistically stuff that you could do at home with the right tools. So we'll keep trucking, and we'll document the process along the way. Okay, so Tex has got the that casting completely ground off, and now you can see exactly how this oil return goes on. So there you can see the where it mounted, and he's also removed that other casting just to make way for the line. So coming along nice. All right, so we've got the bumper removed, and right now what Tex is trying to do is just determine how part of the cooling system mounts. So we're just kind of mocking all that up. Bumper removal is actually pretty straightforward, just removing all connectors, and then on the left-hand side of the car, there's a windshield wiper, or excuse me, a headlight washing system that has to be disconnected to fully remove it. And there's an electrical connector on the underside. Where was it at, Tex?
Kind of on the passenger side. Comes out from behind it.
Yeah, right here. This has to be disconnected to fully remove the front bumper. After that, you more or less just lift it up to get the washing system to clear its little storage area, which is in this. So now we're just on to mounting this stuff up and routing all the plumbing for that system. All right, so we've got this cooler mocked up, and so what Tex has found is that in order to clear everything using the brackets that are in place here, we've had to use some aluminum spacers, which we keep a stock of here. So right now we're kind of just mocking it up to make sure we like everything, but the other concern was that there's a pretty good gap here. So what we've done is just applied an adhesive foam to the top side so that if it does move under load and it hits this OE radiator, that we're not going to see any damage there. So it does move back a bit, but as you can see, this foam makes contact right away and should avoid any potential damage. All right, so we've got the coolers in, and bumper is back on. All relatively straightforward. I'll just show you how we've got everything mounted up in here. And Tex has already run lines. You can see the two that are going to go into the front area, and then the rest are run underneath the car here. Okay, so here at the front of the car, we're getting ready to wire up our power for the water pump inside the box here. So the first thing that we're going to have to do, and it's already been done here, is snip off one of these OEM connectors. This is likely the one that powers the 12 volt like cigarette lighter adapter style power. Looks like this. So that's been cut off, and we're basically going to be using this harness, which has a relay and a fuse, to adapt that power to our water pump. Strip this right back a little bit more. Yeah. And essentially what we're going to do with that is just terminate this connector and use this, so it's all relatively clean install. Okay, now we are just setting up the right side bank over here, and what we're doing is Tex has got this base plate that the coolers sit on, essentially. And one thing with this kit is it comes with several spacers. You can see some here. The taller ones are going to go on the inside, and the smaller ones are going to go on the outside to just kind of set the angle. And then behind them, there is a sort of a junction back here that connects all the oil lines and also secures both of these plates. What's okay? Cooler time.
Yep.
Got our cooler ready here. You can see this is where intake air temperature goes.
Take this off and put it on the throttle button first. We'll try it.
You're just using some grease to kind of set that fitting.
Yeah, some hot. Well, it's to help the O-ring slide into place,
Got it.
but we don't want to go too crazy with it. Let's get it.
Also, something we'll show you guys on the bottom here. These, you'll see that these are set up to be sort of like threaded into place. That's actually not meant to be used with this kit, just because everything sort of moves around back there with the engine movement. What we did is just put some tubing in here and then use some heat shrink to sort of make little boots for this, just so it's not metal on metal. We don't know how that's going to work out, but it's probably better than the other way.
On over here where it's supposed to be. And of course,
Immediately moves back.
No, spoiled child. Some grease for that.
So this collar here, this you can see on the end, that goes inside these clamps that are what we use to keep everything pressurized. And essentially he's just gonna have to line up the cooler with this adapter that goes onto the throttle body and then slide it over. Then the clamp can go into place and just lock it all down. This is a really tight fit, so it's one reason he uses the grease, and also there's going to be a lot of kind of shifting and sort of prying this band into place before the clamp goes on. It's kind of tricky getting it centered.
If I'm gonna be able to get enough of a grip on it. It's gonna be.
Try a screwdriver or something to pry it into place. Not pretty, but you may need to use, what we use is a screwdriver, and we wrapped it in electrical tape. We've got some plastic pry tools, but they were just kind of too flimsy, and this thing, it takes some pretty serious torque to get it into place, so looks a little less professional, but this is what we found to work pretty well. Okay, so we actually didn't need to use any tools, and I'm sorry I didn't record that because I actually am the one that climbed up in there and tried to He-Man it into place. But we just basically, I grabbed the throttle body here with my index and then used my thumbs to just squeeze it into place with both hands. And it actually went on pretty smoothly, probably thanks to that Motor X grease that Tex put on there.
All right, there's that one.
All right, cool. So now we're going to apply the same type of thing back here. So you go ahead, Tex. Okay, so now Tex is putting this other one in place, and now you can see where he's using the screwdriver like we mentioned. And that's really just to line this up. And you want to be careful because there's a really nice finish on these coolers and charge pipes, so you have to be kind of careful and take your time, but it'll come out fine if you do so. And this clamp, it basically has a little locking mechanism that's like a quick turn. You'll see it in action here once he gets this closed up.
Not quite up there good enough.
Looks like the bottom needs to come back.
Plenty of ways to go yet.
There we go.
They do like to rock on you when you move them.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool. That looks like a nice fit.
Quarter turn and lock.
Nice. Yeah, all this stuff is designed to kind of move a bit. You can see there's, you know, it looks like it's loose. It's supposed to be that way because the engine's going to move. Everything back here is going to move a bit. So this is designed to allow that movement so nothing really binds up, and you still got a good seal. So now we're just going to start hooking up the lines, and we're nearing the end.
Man, it feels like it wants to cross thread. Lubrication does the trick.
Yeah, it's good. It's because it's aluminum on aluminum.
Mm-hmm. It's just dry metal on dry metal, so not much in the way of lube or assistance there. All right.
Nice.
Hook up the feed from the intercoolers in the front. And then hook up the crossover line that feeds the other cooler. That's gonna be interesting.
Trying to tighten that with all three?
Well, the wiring harness is kind of in the way there. I can get on it though. Reclock that.
Gonna change the angle a bit.
Yeah, it twisted some when I tightened the other one, so I just wanted to undo that. There we go.
Nice.
All right. Oh, sorry, I'm used to metric.
Oh, that's a 9/16.
Yeah,
That's surprising. That's it's because
it's an AEM fitting. Yeah.
I was thinking of the Turbo Smart. I knew that was metric. Looking good.
All right. It's about time to put some water in it.
Oh yeah. Good deal.
Put some water in it. Fire and power the car up and make sure we have no leaks.
Just get some out of the creek out here.
Yeah, or you know. we really want it to be effective, we put coolant in it, right?
Okay, so now we're got the water tank open here, and we're gonna top this thing off, and then we're just gonna turn the. Oop. I think it just spilled out of the top.
Okay. No idea how much this is going to hold.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know the capacity.
We're closer to done. All right.
Turn it on.
Not yet. Let's go ahead and put more in there.
Top it off.
Yeah.
This water tank kit makes for a really clean install. We're really happy with how that all came out. Obviously, the downside being that you don't have hardly any storage space under here anymore. Just get our Lamborghini out of the way. But you don't buy one of these for the frunk space anyway, so no worries. All right, round two. Decided to move all the cardboard boxes out of the way.
Oh yeah, good call. Or if you're doing this at your house, you can always do it with a garden hose.
Yeah. Ready? All right, now we'll turn her on.
Is it on? Oh.
We're just letting this purge all of the air out of the lines.
That's done it.
Looks pretty good.
Well, you're splashing anywhere.
Looks nice. Okay, so that's going to be it for this first video about the Huracan project. For the next one, we're going to show you more of the fun stuff, which is basically the car being put together. We're going to be working on some tuning. We're going to be working on some strategy, and we're going to be making some power and having some fun with this thing. So stay tuned for that next video. It won't be too much longer, and thanks for watching this one. If you like this video, then be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.